Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching.
This is my tutorial for the Bare Necessities, which is of course from Disney's The Jungle Book from 1967. I have made this one on my channel before, but I'm just updating it because the one I made a couple of years ago did not have particularly good sound or video quality, so I'm just remaking it and trying to improve the video altogether. So here we go, the Bare Necessities tutorial. Let's get into it. So I have labelled this one a level 5. I think I originally labelled it a level 6, but compared to some of my other level 6 songs, it's not that challenging. Basically, the challenge is the B flat to B diminished chord transition, and particularly that B dim chord, which is a bit horrible to play and requires 4 fingers and is a bit painful to really, you sort of have to tense your whole hand to get it right. So that's the challenge, but the rest of the song's quite easy. So I've demoted it, if you like, from level 6 to level 5, which I think is a sort of more realistic assessment of the difficulty of the song. So it is a challenge, but it's not the hardest one on my channel. So we're going to have a look at the chords. We're going to have a look at that B dim chord and the transition from the B flat. The strumming is very easy. We'll have a quick look at that, and then I'll take you through a walkthrough of the song and a bit of a demo at the end. Okay, if we look at the chords, we've got a nice small selection of chords, just a couple of challenging ones in there. So we've got the B flat and the B diminished chord, or B dim. We've got a C7, an F, an F7, and a G7. And they are our chords, so nothing, there's not too many different chords there to worry about, but we've just got those two particularly difficult ones to look at. I will come to the B flat and the B dim in a moment. Let's start by just whizzing through the other chords. So the C7 is nice and easy. First finger on the first fret on the A string, and it's really nice and easy to play. Okay, no problems there. The F we should know. The F7, we just add our third finger on the C string on the third fret. Let's just do an F to F7, do a couple of strums on each one. And that's a nice moving chord as you go through the lyrics there on that line of the song. So it goes from the F to the F7. And then we've got a G7 in there as well. First, second, third finger. First finger on the first fret there on the E string, second finger on the C string on the second fret, and third finger on the A string on the second fret. Okay, no challenges there. The B flat is also quite a nice easy one. First finger covers the E and the A strings on the first fret there, and then your second finger goes on the C string on the second fret, and your third finger goes at the top on the G string on the third fret. So let me just show you close up. First finger, second finger, third finger. You have a look at the diagram, hopefully that's nice and clear. So it's a semi-bar with your first finger and then your second and third finger on there as well. Should sound like this. The only challenge with the B flat is making sure all 3 fingers are nice and firm, especially that first finger, which has got to cover both those strings there. So you've got to keep that quite pressured. So that's where this song gets a bit challenging, because for the B flat and the B dim, you've got to really tighten your grip on the chord, and that's where your hand starts to tense up if you're not careful. So you've got to practice that a lot and get used to that. Okay, the B dim, this is the challenging part of the song. It's an interesting sounding one. It's got a sort of high twang to it. It's got a bit of a high pitch there, but it's really quite fiddly with 4 fingers there. So we've got our first and second finger on the first fret, and our third and fourth finger, our little finger there as well, on the second fret. So they're all bunched together really tight as well, so you've got to really squeeze them together. Let me try and show you that one really closely. So first finger goes on the E string on the first fret. Second finger above it on the G string, also on the first fret. Then on the second fret, we have our third finger on the C string and our little finger on the A string at the bottom. So it's really bunched together tight. If you look at the chord diagram, hopefully that makes sense. And you've just got to, if you glance at your fingers, make sure all your fingers are on different strings. It's very easy to accidentally put 2 fingers on the same string. So first, second, third, fourth fingers all involved on the first and second fret. Should sound like this. Okay, now the real challenge there is not just to find the chord and play the chord, because that's not too difficult. Just put your fingers in the right place and strum. But the real challenge is going from the B flat to the B dim and making that transition. So let's just do that on some down strums to begin with. So B flat, B dim, B flat, B dim, B flat, B dim. And that's the bit you need to practice before you can really have a go at this song. So all I would say is, as you move from the B flat to the B dim, your B flat's quite spread out, and then your B dim, you've got to bring your elbow up. You've actually got to lift your whole elbow up, because you're going to squash your little finger down at the bottom. So you've got to, your whole arm's got to move to allow your hand to sort of go sideways out and squash together. So you just need to practice that quite a bit. Do it slowly to begin with. Try and practice that transition through the two chords, and then try and do some strumming with that. Once you've got the hang of that transition, the rest of the song is really easy, but that transition's really hard. So spend some time on that. Once you got that, you'll be fine with the whole song. Okay, let's look at the strumming, which is really easy. I didn't want to do anything complicated on this one because it's just a nice, relaxed song. I think the chords are challenge enough, so I've just got all the way through a nice sort of standard down, down, up, up, down, up. Except for a few taps there at the beginning of the chorus, and that's just with the words look for the. So I'll just give you the introduction, which is 4 strumming patterns on the F, and then we go into those 3 taps and then back to the F. So let's just look at that. That is the only variation on the strumming pattern, so it's really nice and easy. Just adds a bit of fun to the song as well. Here's the introduction. Look for the bare necessities. And there we go, and that's how the song starts, with that strumming pattern and those taps there. And we do that every time we do the chorus, and we do the chorus 3 times, first at the start of the song and then after verse 1 and verse 2. If you just have a quick look at the layout, it's very simple: chorus, verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, as I say. And you'll see in the second box on the sheet music, if we just have a quick look at that, underneath verse 2 it says chorus, and then there's 3 lines at the bottom, and that's basically the second half of the chorus. So what we do at the very end of the song is, after we've done the chorus for the third and final time, we just repeat the last 3 lines as well. So that's why they are shown there on the page. So it's chorus, or introduction and chorus, verse 1 back to the chorus, verse 2 back to the chorus, and then we do the ending there as well, those last 3 lines of the chorus just repeated. Okay, so hopefully that's really clear. Let me give you a quick run through the chorus and verse 1, just so you can see how all the chords fit together. I'll do the introduction again as well. That's on the F. There we go. Look for the F. Bare necessities. We go to the B flat for the first time here, but it's not too hard. F to B flat's quite a nice transition, because the first and second finger are actually very close to where they need to be for the B flat. So we go F to B flat. The simple bare necessities. Back to the F. Forget about your worries and your G7. Strife with a C7 on the end. I mean the F. Bare necessities. That was the F7 there. Old B flat again. Mother Nature's the B dim now. Recipes. That back to the F. Bring the bare G7. C7 T's of life on the F. So just watch the word necessities there. We're splitting it with 2 different chords. It starts on the F, so 3 different chords in fact. Starts on the F. That bring the bare necessities of life. So it starts on the F. That bring the bare necessities of life. So just watch that, because it's a bit tricky and easy to put the chords in the wrong place. Then verse 1, wherever I, and we're still on the F, life, wherever I, C7, wander, wherever I, back to the F, roam, I couldn't be, C7 again, fonder of my big F, home, F7. So that's a lovely opening 2 lines on the verses there, just C7F, C7F with the F7 on the end. This next bit's the tricky bit. Home, the bees are B flat, buzzing in the B dim tree to make some F. Honey, just back to the B dim for me. So that's the hardest bit of the song. In both verses you go B flat to B dim, F to B dim again. That's really, you got to move around quite a lot for that. That's where you got to practice those transitions. The F to B dim is a bit easier than the B flat, and quite similar movement really. So just practice that one as well. Let's just do that again. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. B dim there. The bare necessities of life will come to you. And that was G7, C7 and F on the end there. I'll just give you verse 1 as a quick demo by itself. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. The bare necessities of life will come to you. The other trick to just warn you about, the other trick is that you need a very big breath to get through the verse, because there's really nowhere to breathe in the middle of it. So just take a huge breath at the beginning of each verse, try and get through the whole thing. Okay, and then like I say, at the end, end of verse 1 you go back to the chorus, then verse 2 back to the chorus, and then you do the ending again. I'll just give you a final demo of the final chorus with the ending tagged on. When you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear, you prick a raw paw, well next time beware. Don't pick the prickly pear by the paw. When you pick a pear, try to use the claw. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. I mean the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life.